Have they all left? I think you'll have to click there. Yeah. Yeah. So, any of the audience would like to share their thoughts on what was discussed today, or anything else they would like to share? Not necessarily any queries, but whatever they feel like. In fact, we wanted you all to present your cases, whatever you are seeing. Some of you are very active, seeing the telemedicine cases also, which are not coming to us, but which are kind of getting connected with us. So if you would like to share those experiences, some of you could share your experiences of, the family by de-identifying them, and how you have been able to solve those issues with your newfound clinical skills which you are learning. Yes, would anybody like to share? Yeah, Abhignya, how is your patient? ICU bed number 1, how is she? Do you have her update?
She's doing fine, sir. Her
She's
SpO2
doing,
is
she's doing
90.
well. So, what was her main problem which we had been worried about? Would you like to summarize her case? This is the one? Acha. Yeah, what was her main problem, Avignya?
Now she came with, then she presented with SOB since 5 days before admission. And she had fever
See,
and
your institutional identifiers are visible in these, some of these. No? Okay. All right. All right, fine. Yeah, continue, Abhignya. Continue. Why did we give a remdesivir? Somebody is given a remdesivir also. Why?
is,
Avigna, do you think it was a good idea? Because she hardly had any COVID at all.
is like it was not very necessary to use remdesivir, but I don't know why.
Yeah, she was quite mild as far as COVID was concerned. Probably she didn't require it. Unless you can think that, oh, because we give remdesivir, that's why it became mild or it remained mild. Difficult to really say unless we do a randomized control trial in a given patient. How the drug really helped her, very difficult to say. Did it help her at all? Currently, with whatever trial data we have, we are saying probably she did not require it. Okay. So, what was her main problem that we treated her for? Because of which she is still here. What has happened to that problem?
So she had hyperglycemic states when she presented. She had like around 590 GRDS when she presented. Now, today it is.
Okay, she had severe hyperglycemia, you're saying. Yes, and then what did we do for the hyperglycemia?
Initial 1-2 days we gave insulin infusion first. Then after that,
we gave IV insulin, and then after that,
subcutaneous also we are giving.
yeah, we changed to subcutaneous basal bolus insulin. So is she still on basal bolus insulin, or have we made her converted to OHAs?
She's on insulin.
Can we go down and see what is she receiving currently? Is it OHAs, or what dose of OHAs is she receiving now? Is she on insulin or OHAs currently?
So she is on insulin only for today.
She is still on insulin. So can't we change this to OHAs? That is when? That is day for yesterday. Here also it's 29. This Updated. That's fantastic, Abhigna. You have updated today also. Very good. So where did you get the update from? From Mansa?
Mansa ma'am.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Yeah. So even today she's on insulin. So do we need to change her to OHS before she goes home? Why keep her on insulin? I mean, is she an insulin dependent diabetes mellitus? Can we just
No,
put her on OHS?
seriously, she is on only oral hypoglycemia.
Huh? Can't hear you. Come again.
She's not using. She's not on insulin, sir. She's using oral drugs.
She was not using OHS before.
She was not on insulin, sir. She was using
Yeah,
oral.
she was on OHS. Yeah, that's true. So why not put her back on OHS? No, what happened? Why did her sugars jump up like that? That is also very important to know, isn't it? Because if we stop her insulin and then again the sugars jump up, there will be a problem. So why did it jump?
Sir, I'm thinking due to the infection, she was tested COVID positive on 22nd, sir.
What infection? 22nd?
COVID, sir. COVID-19, she was tested positive. So I think due
Oh,
to infection,
Acha, COVID-19 she was not eating and she has stopped her tablets. Is it?
that that information we don't have correctly, sir.
Yeah, but did she stop her tablets? That's why the blood sugar rose up. What happened?
There's the patient's attendance that she was using. She did not miss any dose, sir.
Acha, they don't know about what OHS she was taking and what happened. Maybe
They don't.
you can directly talk with the patient herself now. Now that she is quite conscious oriented, you can talk to Dr. Vamshi. Currently, he is there in the ICU, and he will connect you to the patient. Okay. And then you can talk to the patient about what OHS she was taking. Then you can tell Vamshi, then maybe you can switch her over to the OHS and see before she leaves the hospital, can switch her to the OHS. So, what day of COVID is this? Is she
Eight, 8 days, sir.
8th day? So, another 2 more days to go before she can be sent home. Okay. As long as she is not requiring oxygen. So, let's Vamshi get her number and you get the history again. What OHS was she on? Even Vamshi can find out. And then we can start her on the OHS and see how her blood sugars are doing. And then send her once the blood sugars are controlled on OHS. Isn't it? Okay, good. Well done. What about the other students? Let us see the other students who are there. Yeah, Nandini. Nandini, have you made a log? I mean, have you worked up any patient? Dhanush, have you worked up any patient? And Saranya, you have a lot of patients on follow-up. We haven't actually connected about those patients. We have left them hanging. So would you like to kind of tie up those loose ends in your patients? Yeah.
Yes, sir. One of the patients I have made his e-log as well. He was a patient of anemia and he had a problem of hemorrhoids
Yeah, I remember him.
around
Yeah.
5-6 years back, sir.
So how
So
is
we
he now?
had we
Yeah,
had
he had,
ordered for some investigations
huh.
for him.
Yeah,
So
he had a FAS problem that we needed to address quickly, probably. So
yes,
what was
sir.
that?
I couldn't hear you, sir. Could you repeat?
No, yeah. What was his problem that we ultimately figured out?
So basically, he was having a lot of fatigue, and before 2 months, also, when his hemoglobin was checked up, it was 7 grams per deciliter. And the local doctor, when he had consulted a local doctor, he had advised for a transfusion. So he was
Yeah,
given
so
2 units
one
of
problem is
blood.
the anemia. And what is the
Yes, sir.
reason for his anemia? So,
after the transfusion also it was the hemoglobins did not rise, sir. So there
yeah,
was,
so basically refractory anemia. So not
yes, sir.
responding to transfusion, not responding to iron or other hematinics. So what could be the
Yes,
reason
sir.
for this refractory anemia? So
So
we
we
need
had
to.
suggested him an upper GI endoscopy actually.
Uh,
So he has not yet been able to get it done, but he has
okay.
got some blood works done,
Uh,
where again his hemoglobin has is being shown as 6.4.
okay. And what about the complete hemogram, like the peripheral smear and everything?
Sir, it is sir, it is microcytic
That
anemia, sir.
mi-
Hypochromic and
microcytic
microcytic.
hypochromic. So that's suggestive of iron deficiency one. It can be even thalassemia, and it can be seen in sideroblastic anemia. It can be seen in chronic inflammation also. So
Sir, but he's 65-year-old. At this age, being undiagnosed for so many years puts the differentials to a lower.
yeah, so
Uh,
thalassemia can be, thalassemia trait also. But the only thing is, thalassemia trait never goes to this kind of hemoglobin. It is like 10, 11 at the most. So
yes, sir.
maybe he has got an underlying trait and this is a different cause for anemia. Or uh, we can think of
It's,
a chronic
his
inflammation.
platelets are also 90,000, sir.
Hmm?
Slightly reduced.
Huh? What is reduced? Platelets.
Sir, platelets.
How much
Yes,
is
sir.
it?
90,000 per cubic
90,000.
mm.
Yeah. So have you heard of the term Bengal thrombocytopenia? What is Bengal thrombocytopenia? So in West Bengal, many people have this thrombocytopenia. So just read it up. Very interesting phenomena. Because
Yes.
we also came to learn from some of our students who have started practicing in West Bengal. Previously, they were practicing here in Karnataka and Coimbatore. And when they went to West Bengal, they only discovered it for us that there is a thing called Bengal thrombocytopenia. So
So, and one more thing in his blood works which has come up is his total bilirubin is 1.4, sir, where the unconjugated is the higher one, it's 1.2.
uh-huh.
And SGPT and SGOT are, SGPT is 104 and SGOT is 189, sir, units per
Okay,
liter.
so there is some mild rise of the enzymes, transaminitis we can call them. So sometimes, this kind of a mild rise of enzymes could be due to even truncal obesity. So I guess you also had his images of his trunk, isn't it? So there is
Yes, sir.
some amount of truncal obesity there. So how does truncal obesity cause uh, what we call as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease? So basically, it's the fat, the abdominal visceral fat, which gets deposited in three layers. So one is in the liver, the other is in the omentum, the other is in the subcutaneous space. So liver fat is the first to develop, and that can cause some kind of uh, hepatocyte release of enzymes. It's a very
Yes.
common condition because of truncal obesity. And many of his problems could be related. But what is the reason for his refractory anemia? That is very interesting to
Yes,
see.
sir,
So,
and too much of dying RBCs could also cause a workload on the liver,
yes,
resulting in the increased
well, not the
bilirubin.
liver, and then it won't cause hepatitis. But yeah, dying RBCs will cause increased bilirubin. So where are the RBCs dying? Are they really dying? How to confirm that? Whether he's got some hemolysis or not, how do we confirm? We can only say that he's got unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia. But unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia can be may not be due to hemolysis. The commonest cause of unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia is what? Without hemolysis, it is seen in 10 people out of your batch will be having that problem. It is also known as mild deficiency of glucuronidase transferase, which is basically supposed to conjugate the thing. So mild deficiency is also called as Gilbert syndrome. That's a very common condition which is seen in people. So we don't know whether he has this or whether it's due to something else. We need to work him up for his anemia further. So what you must
Yes,
read today is refractory anemia. Refractory anemia, then you will find that refractory anemia with ring sideroblast, refractory anemia with excessive blast and transformation, then myelodysplastic syndrome. So
yes,
read this chapter of
yes, sir.
refractory anemia and myelodysplastic syndrome. And this is also something which can develop in, this age group. So review
Okay,
that.
sir.
Let's see what it turns out.
Yes, so when his upper GI endoscope, and we had also advised him to go for a chest X-ray. So once they are done, I'll again give the updates on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'll be good.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
we'll end it here today then. Hmm? Have a nice weekend.
Health में doctor will 75 to 100 mg.
75 to 100 mg
Per kg.
per kg.